You know, and then you have Ivanka, who's kind of being criticized for being complicit when it comes to her dad's questionable policies, particularly ones about women. And, you know, this is what she had to say about it, I guess, yesterday. Take a look.
If being complicit is wanting to be a force for good and to make a positive impact, then I'm complicit. I don't know that the critics who may say that of me, if they found themselves in this very unique and unprecedented situation that I am now in, would do any differently than I'm doing.
Oh.
She also said, I would say not to conflate lack of public denouncement with silence. She also has taken the vow of silence like Tillerson.
The public vow of
she
silence,
won't,
yes.
Well, what good is that? You have to speak out. Otherwise, nobody knows what you're thinking.
Well, I think the implication is that she has her father's ear and she may be doing things behind White House doors that we're not you know, knowledgeable about, but I
she
want
must
to
be whispering because he doesn't seem to be. He
doesn't
seem to be listening.
Maybe you can't hear anymore.
You know what's funny? Merriam-Webster, she says she doesn't. She sort of implied that she didn't understand what complicit meant. Merriam-Webster tweets out, "Complicit is defined as helping to commit a crime or do wrong in some way. Example: he was complicit in the cover-up." So I thought that was kind of fascinating.
A couple of interesting things on Ivanka. I mean, everyone knows I didn't vote for Donald Trump, but what I did like about it is that I see her as she stands on the right side of a lot of issues, in my opinion, and I see that coming through in certain areas. Ivanka helped kill an executive order that would have rolled back Obama's protections for LGBT rights in the workplace. She's fighting right now for paid maternity leave, for tax deductions for stay-at-home parents, for dependent care savings accounts for families.
Where was she when he rolled back the order that protected women's rights?
He has to listen to her. He doesn't listen. He has to listen to her. So I'm not saying she's going to be able to do everything, but in my opinion, her being there, whatever she can influence, what I've seen some good things come through. But he's got to listen, and as we all know, he doesn't like to listen to anybody.
I have to say, there's a lot of stuff that's already in place. So perhaps she needs to do a little homework also, so she can get to it before he starts to mess with it. Because
to try to shape the policy.
Well, or say, hey, Dad, don't touch this because this actually protects kids. This protects LGBTQ people. Yeah. You didn't have to do that. It was in place already. See,
well,
he didn't have to touch it.
You touched on a good point, because I think it is about doing, you're welcome. It's about doing the homework. That's kind of what I think I'm holding her accountable for, is this wasn't a role we gave her. Throughout the campaign, she touted herself an advocate for women's rights and also the environment. And as we've seen with the assignment of Pruitt at the EPA, they're rolling back things in the name of deregulating. And then with the women's rights, just the other day, that was a very easy thing on March 27th. That was the pay transparency and the when they go to court, the keeping arbitration, the silenced. Yeah. That was a very easy one that I think these are the moments we need her to be at the table speaking up.
But, can we just call this what it is? This is pure and simple nepotism. Should she even be in this position? She's the daughter of the president. Why is she in the White House?
You have so many.
I mean,
we didn't vote for Ivanka Trump.
It's like going to the hospital and having the candy stripers do the surgery.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what's going on right now.
Why does she have that role?
She's showing some skills that we are not seeing from her father.
She has no experience.
But even the rate at which she enters...
None of them do. Even this morning on Morning Joe, they were saying that Reince Priebus, who is the, what is he? Tell me the
Chief of Staff.
Chief of Staff. Leon Panetta was, James Baker was, that he doesn't have the chops even to influence.
Well, he doesn't understand what the job is. That's the job. The job of the Chief of Staff is to say no to you when everyone else says yes.
Well, he doesn't know
That's the person who's supposed to say, listen, here are the things that can happen if you do this. That's the job. That's what the job is.
You're making a great point, which is that
That's
oftentimes
I've seen twice today.
But oftentimes in an administration you see people who check your power, but I think the problem is he's an egomaniac, so he's surrounded by yes people, and they're not checking his power.
Well, unfortunately, we're the ones who are
we're checking his power.
I have more power, or I have more faith in her son, even though if it is nepotism. I have more faith in her putting some thought into what she's doing than I do in him or many of the people surrounding him.
But that's how low the bar is now.
That's what